I love things, but in this video, I'm only gonna talk about the things that I look at, touch, or use every single day. And for each of them, I'm gonna treat them as a mini review, what I love and hate about them. I'm Becca, welcome back to my channel where we take tech outside. These are my everyday carries. It feels like every content creator is using the most badass computer money can buy, but I'm here to tell you that you don't need the latest and greatest to be successful. This is my hella used M1 MacBook Pro that I bought off eBay for $1,200. It has a small crack in the screen, shift and enter keys that stick, but it has been perfectly capable of handling all of my workloads. And to be clear, I would love the most souped up M4 Max MacBook Pro that money can buy, but at this point in time, I don't actually need that much power and it would just be a silly use of that much money. This bad boy has an M1 Pro chip with a 10-core CPU, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and 1 terabyte of internal storage. And for coming out in 2020, I am real happy and a bit surprised at how capable this machine still is. This computer only starts to slow when I have large Premiere projects with multiple layers of many different types of footage, like I did for my 1,000 photos video for the iPhone 16 Pro. And I do wish there were like 3 times the amount of ports on this thing. And as for that crack on the screen, most of the time this computer is hooked up to a BenQ 4K 27-inch UHD monitor, which I love and I hate. It has what BenQ calls an M-Book color mode that emulates Apple displays, and a little puck that you can use to change its settings quickly. I love this, but this monitor also has a flickering problem that I, for the life of me, cannot get to happen consistently enough that the company will fix it for me. Basically, every once in a while, for about an hour, the monitor will just flicker. And I reached out to the company who told me that I could send it back to them, but if they can't get the problem to happen when they have it, they're not gonna be able to fix it. And I really don't wanna go without a monitor for that long, especially knowing that it might not even get fixed. So I've just been dealing with it. And I think if I had the money, I'd probably buy a used studio display or maybe one of the Samsung Viewfinities. But for now, this is working fine, so I just deal with it. And as for those sticking keys on my laptop, when I travel, I almost always, actually I definitely always, bring this Magic Keyboard. It's super small and light, and I got it for like $70 at Best Buy open box. It does not have the fingerprint sensor, which is a bit of a bummer, but not a deal breaker. And then when I'm home, I use this Keytron Q1HE. Girl. Which brings me to a disclosure. Keytron reached out to me about a month and a half ago, said they wanted to send me some keyboards. I said sure, but I don't promise any coverage, and if I like it, maybe I'll talk about it, but if I don't like it, who knows what I'll say. And they sent it anyway, and I love this thing. First, the battery life is great, which it's a keyboard, it should be. The keycaps are perfectly concave, and the switches are just clacky enough, but still really smooth. There's also a website for adjusting settings that is well designed and easy to use. Keytron, this thing rocks. Nice job. And then the last part of the computer setup is the mouse, and I'm a Magic Mouse user through and through. I love this thing. It's small, it's light, you can scroll any which way with it, and yeah, I hate where the charging port is. I will never be the person that remembers to plug this thing in at the end of the day. It will always die at the worst times, and I will complain about it until they fix it. But a product with all of the ports in the right places, and something that I've been looking at every day, is this digital frame made by this video sponsor, Pexar. This is an 11-inch 2K display that has proven to be an incredible way for me to fall even more in love with the newest member of our household. This is our kitten Junebug, who we rescued off the side of the road last spring. And she now runs the house, but also the frame. With 32 gigabytes of built-in storage and the option to expand that all the way up to 1 terabyte via an SD card or USB-A drive, this frame has proven to be a great place to put photos that I love somewhere where I'll actually see them instead of keeping them buried on my phone's camera roll. You can plug an SD card right into the back of it and transfer photos right from your camera, but I prefer using the Frameo app that allows me to send photos to it from anywhere in the world. And the frame supports a bunch of formats like JPEG, PNG, MOV, HEIC, so no need to convert anything. It's also lightweight for hanging on a wall, has built-in speakers for video playback, and features an anti-glare surface that makes photos appear printed, even in the bright light of our kitchen. Last year, my brother bought my parents one of these frames for Christmas, and he claims that he won Christmas because of it, and on a sibling level, I could not disagree more, but in truth, it was a pretty great gift and one that they continue to look at every day. So thank you Pexar for sponsoring this video. I'll link the frame that I've been using down in the bio. And with that, we have keyboard, mouse, computer, all out of the way. So that means it's time to talk about the tech that I carry on my person every day. And I want to start with my backpack, which technically isn't tech, but it carries all my tech and I love it, so it gets a pass. This is the Mystery Ranch Urban Assault 21. I bought it for like 60 bucks when it was on mega sale over 6 years ago now, and I love it. I've done hot hikes and cold hikes and bike rides and plane rides and boat rides and you name it, I have taken this backpack everywhere.
Uber for Becca.
The shoulder straps are comfortable, the materials are super durable, the zippers are strong as hell, and it has one feature that all backpacks should have. You can open it down the middle, which is great for reaching things that are at the bottom or packing more efficiently. And although it doesn't have a native camera cube insert, which is kind of a bummer and means that it's not great for carrying lots of camera gear, I usually can just put one of my other camera cubes in and it works well enough. The only other thing I wish this backpack had was side pockets for a water bottle or a tripod, and they do have versions of this bag that have those, but unfortunately those weren't on sale when I was buying this one, so it is what it is. Maybe on the next one. Okay, but with that out of the way, let's talk about my phone. I'm often switching between devices to review different products on different operating systems or test out different cameras, but there are two phones that have had my heart so far this year, and my pocket space, for different reasons. First, the iPhone 16 Pro is the device I have been using the absolute most, and before I bought this a month ago, it was the iPhone 12 Pro. For getting photos and videos from my phone to my computer, AirDrop is undeniably the easiest, and the video quality from the iPhone, I like it a lot more than anything Android has to offer, and I've actually been using it for a lot more B-roll recently. I also committed to having a photographic style baked into my photos. For the most part, I either use gold or the standard style, and I put a little more contrast and a little bit more saturation. And I've been really pleased with the photos I get from this device with that style baked in. But I've also been carrying around the Pixel 9 Pro XL, which is on loan from Google. My next video is going to be about the Pixel Buds 2 Pro and Gemini, so I've been heavily using this phone and its earbuds, and I just love the design of this device. In my hands, it still feels fresh and sophisticated and somehow new months after its launch and months after I've been using it. And for me, that makes a difference. I'll have so much more to say about all of this though in my next video, so make sure you're subscribed. Now onto cameras. There's 3 cameras that I use, not daily, but heavily every week. The first is the Nikon ZF for photo. This is on loan from Nikon, but it recently went on sale, refurbished, I think. And yeah, I'm tempted. I call this the cat is doing something cute camera because it's just the camera that I grab when the cat is doing something cute, and I want a photo of it that's a little bit better than what my phone can do. The dials are clicky but not too hard to use, and the JPEGs have this like slightly dreamy look that's not over sharpened, and they're punchy without screaming saturation. It's just been a really reliable, fun camera. Next is the Osmo Pocket 3. I bought the Creator Edition refurbished when I first went solo, and I have absolutely no regrets. It's small, light, has solid battery life, and produces results that are perfect for YouTube. Just slightly better than what a phone can do, but not heavy and annoying to carry around. The only thing I don't love about this camera is I don't think it's great for shooting products because it's really hard to get slider-esque shots without the up and down bobble. And no amount of warp stabilization can help this. Trust me, I've tried. A next version with maybe some sensor crop for digital stabilization and better processing would be Chef's Kiss. Okay, and then my third most used camera is the one you're seeing footage from right now. This is the A7C Mark I, and I have, it's a 24mm f2.8 lens. Hold on, let me look around the back. Yeah, it's the Samyang. Super cheap lens. This camera doesn't have great in-body image stabilization, which is why it's best on a tripod, and also the EVF is super tiny, but for A-roll it still produces great results even with a cheap lens, and yeah, the OGs know. This camera, it's a little ripper. And my last everyday carry, which is very near and dear to my heart, but maybe even closer to my ears, is my earbuds. Ever since I started reviewing earbuds, I don't know, 6 years ago maybe, it has been phone, wallet, keys, earbuds every time I leave the house. And the pair of headphones that currently has the first place spot is the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. Without getting too into the weeds, the case is just a little bit of nothing with the clear top, a little bit of Apple with the overall shape. The audio quality is rich, the noise canceling is not quite as strong as the 2nd gen AirPod Pros, but it's a little stronger than the Pixel Buds Pro 2. The only thing I don't love is that because the stems are triangles, you have to slide your pointer finger around the front of the stem and reach your thumb around the back to control the buds, whereas most stemmed earbuds have the controls on the front of the stem for use with your pointer finger. If you want a full review of these buds, mic test, free of charge, let me know down in the comments because I got thoughts. So that's the tech I use every day. And over on Patreon in the chat today, I'm gonna be talking all about all the small accessories I use every day, including the MagSafe pucks that hold my hard drives on the back of my Mac. Oh, I love them so much. So if you're not over there, links in the bio. And then lastly, I wanna give a very special shout out to my friend Paul, who literally donated me a shotgun mic. He saw how dire my situation was over on my Instagram stories, and he was like, dude, you gotta do better. So Paul, thank you so much. I'm still mad that you didn't let me pay for drinks. Never forget, but I appreciate you so much. That's really, really cool. Really, really cool. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.